All glories to assemble the bodies, all glories to Sri Guru Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunnmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणाम्। हरे कृष्णा। A very auspicious, inspiring Gita Jayanti for all of us. Since today is Bhagavad Gita's appearance, so we'll discuss a little bit about Bhagavad Gita. We don't have much of time, so I'll close by 6:15 or so. So we can discuss subject matters of Bhagavad Gita, which were explained by Srila Prabhupada. There are 5 subject matters: Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Karma, Kala. But I thought of taking a different route and explain about the different misconceptions that people have about Bhagavad Gita and why such misconceptions have come about in Bhagavad Gita. The biggest misconception is that nobody understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead after studying Bhagavad Gita. That is the biggest misconception. We don't accept, although Krishna emphatically said that, Arjuna emphatically said that, Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Krishna said, very authoritatively, Krishna said, you should only surrender to me. And Arjuna also said, who is the receiver of Bhagavad Gita, that what is that sloka in the tenth? Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Param Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhavam Ahusyakshay Sarve Devarshin Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Deva Pravisi. So this is the biggest misconception. When you approach Bhagavad Gita impersonally means this is Jnana Nidhi. Jnana Nidhi means it is a treasure of knowledge. Now I will try to take as much as I want. This is the biggest misconception, I must say, of Bhagavad Gita. You want to take something, you need permission of the person who holds it. Without the permission of the person, you cannot take it. In this world, we have developed a sense that I can take as much as I want. Sunshine, I will take as much as I want. I will put all solar panels and then try to draw the energy. Water, I can take as much as I want. All that I need to do is just put the bores. So in this way, a modern man has developed this attitude of trying to take as much as he wants, as if nobody is controlling it. The same mentality has come to Bhagavad Gita as well. People think that, I have a lot of intelligence, I have a very analytical intelligence by which I can take the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And you cannot touch even one word of Bhagavad Gita with that mentality. So that is why Srila Prabhupada has taught us, you first of all accept Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you can possibly understand Bhagavad Gita. So that is the first step in Bhagavad Gita realization. And this is the biggest misconception people have held. They just brought it down to only to the extent of recitation on auspicious days. Bhagavad Gita recitation is a very popular thing, isn't it? And what is that you are going to do? What is it you are going to get by recitation? You will get definitely some pious credits, but you will not actually be able to enter into Bhagavad Gita just by recitation. So if you want to know Bhagavad Gita, two people are required. Without those two people, Bhagavad Gita cannot be cracked. Who are those two people? A realized person and a very eager and surrendered person like Arjuna. Realized person like Krishna. That means someone who is Krishna conscious, who is very realized soul, and someone who is very eager to hear like Arjuna. These two people bring Bhagavad Gita to life. Without that, we are just sitting in the Bhagavad Gita. It's like a kalakshepa. It doesn't really matter what the speaker is speaking, and I have no relationship with the speaker. I'm just sitting here, because I have nothing else to do, or I want to catch some points so that I can repeat those points to someone else. All these other things have become very prominent in our consciousness while hearing Bhagavad Gita, which is not going to help us anyway. If you see actually Bhagavad Gita, carefully observe Bhagavad Gita, it was spoken at a time when Arjuna was bewildered at a very, very important time. Both the armies are there on each other, each side, and they already blew their conches, and the war is about to take place, and then Arjuna was also very, very high-spirited. He wanted to see with whom he has to fight, and he asked Krishna, "My dear Krishna, please take me to the middle of the army so that I can see with whom I have to fight." So Krishna took him. That's exactly when Krishna has put in that moha in Arjuna. The illusion has covered Arjuna at that point. Till that point, Arjuna was not illusion. At that point, Arjuna was illusion. And why did Krishna make Arjuna illusion? Because so that Arjuna can ask questions from a deluded soul, deluded point, deluded platform. He can ask questions, like representing all of us. So, it's a great act of compassion by the Lord. Speaking Bhagavad Gita is a great act of compassion. Or asking questions on behalf of all of us is a great act of compassion by Arjuna. Such people are required not just 5,000 years ago, but even now. Someone who is in a very, very bewildered situation in the sense that it's not that Arjuna is bewildered in the sense that he has lost all knowledge or anything like that. Arjuna has full knowledge. He was saying, in fact, Anushrima, my dear Krishna, I am telling you what are the reasons why I don't want to fight. And these reasons are not my speculative reasons. These reasons were heard by me by great authorities. When they spoke, I heard, and then I am stating these reasons. These are the reasons why I don't want to fight. So it's not that, he was bewildered in the sense like completely a person in ignorance. He has knowledge. At the same time, he has great detachment. He said, Nakamkshe Vijayam Krishna Nacharajyam Sukhancha Kim no Rajyana Govinda Kim Bhogay Jivitena Va. I don't consider this kingdom to be such a big thing. This kingdom, I don't want to enjoy at the cost of my own kinsmen. So Prabhupada writes that this is the person who is fit to receive transcendental knowledge. Someone who is vastly knowledgeable, someone who is very respectful to Krishna, someone who is very, very detached from worldly affairs. Such a person is a fit person to receive Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, we will bring down Bhagavad Gita to a pious act, recitation or hearing. All of this, it just gives us some pious credits. It does not awaken transcendental knowledge in us. So, if these parameters are not met, then basically we are not able to, respect Bhagavad Gita to the extent that it should be respected. Prabhupada did not write Bhagavad Gita so that, we'll just distribute but don't study it. We are very interested to distribute Bhagavad Gita, that's very nice. But you read very carefully Bhagavad Gita. Every day you should read carefully Bhagavad Gita. Not just read Bhagavad Gita, discuss Bhagavad Gita with another person with great enthusiasm, Sometimes you may take the role of person who is explaining Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes you may take the role of hearing Bhagavad Gita submissively from another realized soul. That's when we are actually doing justice to Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita, just like many people come on the festival days, they do some recitation. Today, so many people recite Bhagavad Gita. We are also going to do that. But is that the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? The spirit of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada wrote. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada wrote. In all of that he wrote in the introduction. So beautifully Prabhupada is explained. The spirit of Bhagavad Gita is like you go to a doctor and then explain your disease or present your disease, and the doctor diagnoses your disease and he gives a prescription, and then you simply follow the prescription as it is without changing it. That is the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. That means you go to a devotee, open-hearted, and express your illusion or a bewildered state, just like Arjuna expressed his bewildered state in front of everyone. He did not hesitate to explain or express his deluded state. My dear Krishna, my whole body is shivering, my hairs are standing on end, I'm running high fever, and please bring me out of this condition. And all the knowledge that I have is not useful for me to come out of this. This he openly declared. He knew that he has knowledge, but that knowledge is not helping him to come out of the illusion. Similarly, all of us, we think that we are very knowledgeable persons. But when we don't realize that knowledge is not helping us to come out of this suffering that we are going through, first of all, we have to understand that we are going through suffering. I don't think we have sufficient realization of the suffering that we are going through. Why? Because you think, a pig, you think that he is suffering. Pig doesn't think that he is suffering. In fact, pig thinks that he is very happy, enjoying life. Pig thinks. That's because of mode of ignorance. Similarly, who is the intelligent person? One who understands that I am going through suffering and I need help. That is what Arjuna felt. Arjuna felt that, what is this delusion? Why is it covering me? Why am I not able to execute my duties? So, that is why he approached Krishna. What is that sloka? 2.8. Where he said, Srishyasteyam Arpanya dosho bhagata svabhava Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta Yachreyashyam nishitam bruhitan me Srishyasteyam shadimam tvam prapannam. Oh Krishna, I am not able to decide what is the right thing to do. Yachreyashyam nishitam bruhitan. For certain I am not able to understand what is the duty that I am supposed to execute. That is why Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. I am surrendering at your lotus feet. Not that. The next sloka is more important than this sloka. In the next sloka, he said that the unrivaled kingdom or the great opulence or the great knowledge, none of these things are going to drive away my lamentation. Only you can drive away my lamentation, my dear Krishna. So kindly be pleased upon me, kindly be merciful upon me, and remove this gross ignorance which is causing a lot of suffering. This is exactly the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. That you should be able to find a person who can exclusively remove your ignorance and surrender to that person. Not that, we have this mentality. Thoda 10% इससे लेंगे, 5% इससे लेंगे. ऐसा? We try to take so many, parts and then from so many people, and then we think that we are a complete whole. We are a complete nonsense. We are a completely ignorant person who thinks that I can take from different people, different nice things, as if you know what is nice. If you know what is nice, what is the need for you to take nice things from others? If you are in a position to decide what is nice, what is right, what is knowledgeable, why do you have to approach anyone? You have to approach with blade of grass in your teeth and approach like Sanatana Goswami approached, Rupa Goswami approached. My dear sir, that people appreciate that we are very knowledgeable, But the fact of the matter is that we don't know who we are. And these are not ordinary people, by the way. They are very vastly knowledgeable. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. And compared to them, who we are nobody. They have such great detachment, great knowledge, great devotion, and they approach Lord Chaitanya like a beggar, like Dandavat. Dandavat means you drop a stick. They fell at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya like Danda, and then they spoke these words. And you know what is the response of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Lord Chaitanya, who told this word, Prunal Visuni Chena, Taroriva Sahishnana, Amanila Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. And he taught to be humble. And Lord Chaitanya's response to this approach of Sutta Goswami, Sanatana and Rupa Goswami is that please don't break my heart with your humility. This is the response of Lord Chaitanya. They touched Lord Chaitanya's heart through their humility. The mark of a realized soul, a mark of an intelligent man is that he knows the extent of ignorance that he is in. And he feels the acute need to approach a realized soul. And that's what is exactly Arjuna is. That is why Bhagavad Gita was such a beautiful scripture, because Arjuna asked right questions. Krishna explained, answered those questions. This is what brings Bhagavad Gita to life. So today is the appearance of Bhagavad Gita. If you want to keep the Bhagavad Gita's purpose alive, then we have to be like Arjuna. What people will say, I am like Arjuna, but there is nobody like Krishna. This is the biggest misconception. You be Arjuna, Krishna will send his representative. You be a disciple, Guru will be sent to Krishna. It's not that there are no realized people, so I don't think there is anyone who is worthy of surrender. This is how we try to evade the actual thing that we are supposed to do. There are no realized souls. Krishna can make a blade of grass of Brahmastra if there is need. Similarly, Mukam Kavati Vacha. Someone who is a dumb fellow, Krishna can instantly make that person realized if there is a need. Pangum Langayate Giri. A lame man can climb big mountains if there is a need. So if there is a soul, sincere soul, who seeks the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, I want to understand the true essence of Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna will send some realized soul. You don't have to do anything. You just have to desire to understand the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. That's all. And don't make it into a ritualistic thing. By simply reciting without any purpose, or simply, participate in the kirtan, participate in the Bhagavad Gita class without any heart, then the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is defeated. So the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada explained, and the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to bring us out of this material world. That is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. We are not learning Bhagavad Gita to gain knowledge so that we can, give it to someone else, or we can download it to someone else. Take upload, download, upload, download, upload, download. That's not the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to get out of this material world. And to get out of the material world, there is only one process. And the process is bhakti. Bhakti means surrender. It's not that Krishna is speaking so many different subjects in Bhagavad Gita. Please understand. Krishna is only speaking only one thing. That is bhakti. And he is glorifying bhakti by speaking about other processes. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. All these processes are like they are building for the pinnacle. The pinnacle is bhakti. So, it's not that so many things are spoken in Bhagavad Gita. People think like that. That is why right from the first page of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada emphasized only what Krishna emphasized. That is Bhakti. They are called Bhakti Vedanta purports. Bhakti Vedanta purports represent the true essence of Bhagavad Gita. But you will not find that in any other Bhagavad Gitas. They will present discreetly, not with a complete vision, a Purna. It's not a Purna understanding is not there. Complete understanding is not there. They don't have a complete understanding. It is like that the blind man who is trying to explain the elephant. Somebody, a different blind man, or touching different parts of the elephant and trying to explain what the elephant is. Somebody is saying elephant is like a snake by catching the tail. Somebody is saying elephant is like a huge pillar because he is catching the leg. Or somebody is touching the trunk and explaining something. Somebody is touching the tusks and explaining that Bhagavad Gita is like this or elephant is like this. But a person who is actually seeing and he explains what is an elephant. Similarly, different people are explaining Bhagavad Gita from their very narrow-minded perspective. They don't have a complete understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Why Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita has produced devotees and others did not produce devotees, this is the only reason. Anyone who reads Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, they want to become a devotee. They want to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. They want to search for a realized soul to surrender. This is the effect of reading Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. And any other Bhagavad Gita, guaranteed you read, you will not get it. In African countries where devotees have not gone, somehow books reached there and they have read this Bhagavad Gita and they started chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds. Can you imagine? Just by reading Prabhupada books. So powerful Prabhupada books because it's actually the spirit Prabhupada has represented. Krishna's spirit of speaking Bhagavad Gita is represented by this Bhagavad Gita. So in short, what I wanted to say is that bring life to Bhagavad Gita by being an ardent hearer. Krishna will send realized speaker. That's when Bhagavad Gita comes to life. Want to see in one or two questions anybody has?
Thank you, Prabhu. As you mentioned, when we read scriptures or anything, ultimately it will end up with the knowledge should bring the humility knowledge. That's what you mentioned with the Sanatana Goswami, your humility is breaking man. That is one aspect. Another one you shared that how Srila Prabhupada books, by reading that, one should invoke the devotional service. Into devotional mode he should get out. So, sometimes, not sometimes, like through the years we may read Prabhupada books, we may do practice the regular ritualistic activities, but the kind of humility what Prabhupada expecting, the devotion what he is expecting by reading those things, we generally don't see in our life, day-to-day life also. So what is the prime most obstacle in getting those things?
The very definition of humility, Prabhupada said, not wanting to be, not eager to be respected by others is what is actually humility. You know, in executing devotional service, one thing that you always look for is appreciation. Appreciation is different from acknowledgement. And we can expect acknowledgement that's not wrong. Because we need to know whether that service has reached that person or not. But you can't force that person to be happy with your service. So this is what is actually the biggest obstacle. Expectation of appreciation is the primemost thing which is blocking our humility. Isn't it? All of us agree or not? You don't agree? When you do something, what is that you expect? Suppose you are playing Mridanga, then you expect that, some senior to come and pat on your back and say, very well played there, well played. And it's being fed also. And it is very difficult not to expect that appreciation. Because we are confused between expectation and acknowledgement. If you can understand this difference, acknowledgement gives solace to the heart. Expectation brings anxiety. Because the reciprocation doesn't come the way that you expect. Then your humility is disturbed. You're disturbed in your heart. Then you start thinking, so much service is done, but there is no recognition here. I think I should find a place where people glorify me. That's why why people move from one place to another place. They want glorification. It's a bitter truth, but it is truth. We want satisfaction in the form of appreciation, which is blocking our humility.
This is like when we are reading the scriptures. That another aspect of what we discussed is about bhakti. Like even when we discuss something about Prabhupada books or Prabhupada, like any life history or the process of devotional service, even that also sometimes it doesn't invoke the other people also. Although we are reading from the Prabhupada books, that in that situation, what is the obstacle?
Same thing. It is the reading you are doing not for others. You are doing it for yourself. And others are indirect participants. Hey, I am putting so much effort, I gave such a beautiful lecture, or I read it very spiritedly, and you people don't even acknowledge it or say anything about it. These are unspoken things. These are latent in the heart. I'm not saying we are not so shameless that we say these things outwardly. But these are all there in the heart. And Prabhupada, Prabhupada wrote introduction of Bhagavad Gita. He didn't write it. It was a lecture given to 4 walls. Can you imagine a lecture given to 4 walls? And so beautiful it is. He had no expectation whatsoever. When he was speaking also, he was not expecting that people will be just realized. In fact, he was pleasantly surprised that people were becoming devotees. And he understood that it is only because of Krishna. In spite of all my frailties, these people are becoming devotees. Or to be honest, we think that because of us, others are becoming devotees. We should think that in spite of us, people are becoming devotees. You understand the difference? In spite of a wrong example like us, still people are becoming spiritedly, following Krishna consciousness means it is something else is working, not we. It's easily said than done. It's easy to say it, but actually when it comes to our own application, you put a lot of effort and you don't get encouragement, then we become disappointed. So right from the beginning, let us have this as sadhana. That is, let me not expect, let me not expect, let me not expect, let me not expect. I am doing this for my own purification. I am doing this for my own elevation in Krishna consciousness. You pass tool and you expect somebody else to appreciate it. I'm making it very, blunt. You understand what I'm saying? If you pass tool, you're doing any good to anyone? No. You are clearing your own stomach. That's all. If you take bath, for whose benefit are you taking bath? For your own benefit, to experience freshness, you're taking bath. Similarly, when we are doing devotional service, who is the beneficiary? I am the beneficiary. I must do devotional service for giving benefit to Krishna. But in this process, who is the beneficiary? I am the beneficiary. Now don't say that, I've done so much service. And immediately you should say, I have taken 2 times bath. whatever it is. You clean yourself by doing devotions. You did not do any, any great thing to any benefit to anyone. That should be, such strong attitude should be there in our own self, about our own self. That's when you don't expect, appreciation. Otherwise, we will expect appreciation. And the secret of appreciation is any amount of appreciation given will not be satisfied. You will not be satisfied. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. Any amount is poured, still we cannot. This is our experience. I am sure everyone who is a leader, they have experience of how much ever you give, they want more. Because they are not rightly situated. And to a grateful person, you give a little bit, they expand it. And they feel more grateful, more grateful, more grateful. Right? Anything else? Then we cross time already. 6:20. Thank you all for your kind attention. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.